yoga. This week we're working on yoga for sexual health. So find your mat, get started. Find your mat, and let's get started. There we go. Come to a seated position. Wherever you're at, sit up tall. Your head is an extension of your spine. Shut down your eyes if you feel comfortable and begin to notice your breath. Not altering or changing it, just noticing how it's moving and traveling in your body. As I was saying, this week is yoga for sexual health. And this particular practice is a libido boosting practice. It's for increasing your sexual vitality. So as we move throughout our practice today, do what feels best in your body. Stay fluid. No need for a rigid practice or coming into a pose and holding it statically. Move around, do what feels best and organic in your body. If at any point you would like to take a child's pose to reconnect with your breath, with your body, please do so. But we are going to go through a flowing practice today. Continue in an easy seat, Sukhasana, arriving in your space. As we move throughout our practice today, stay with your breath. If at any point you feel that you have stopped breathing through any pose, back out and find your breath. Begin slowing down your breath, taking in longer inhales, slow and steady exhales. Unclench your jaw, bring a softness to your face. Ensure that those shoulders are away from your ears and your head is an extension of your spine. Take your attention down to your sitting bones that are rooted in the ground. And imagine pressing those sitting bones, rooting down as you begin to rise. If at any time your mind wanders in your practice, that's a totally normal thing. Just come back to your breath. Notice the posture that you're in. Connect with the things around you. Connect with your breath. Bring your hands in prayer position to heart center. Press your thumbs into your chest as you take your gaze down to your fingertips, setting an intention for yourself or for your practice, or a positive affirmation, such as the one, I own my sexuality. And blink your eyes open, and we're going to move straight to our backs. So bend your knees, place your soles of your feet on the mat, roll down one vertebra at a time. We're going to take Yani Mudra. You're going to bring your fingers, those pointed fingers and thumbs, to touch the soles of your feet together, and your knees fall to the side. That Yani Mudra comes, the thumbs right underneath the belly, fingertips towards the pubic bone, allowing your elbows to rest on the mat alongside you, and then begin to send your breath to that area. The area of our sacral chakra, the thing that we are also igniting, moving our energy through, developing creativity. Feel the rise and fall of your hand's shape Study your breath. A few more rounds of breath here. And begin to bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. And take circles of your knees, moving in one direction, massaging the low back. And switch directions. And place that left sole of your foot on the mat. We're going to take half happy baby. So using that right hand, bring the arm towards the inside of that right knee. You can clasp hold of your calf, your ankle, or take your hand straight to the bottom of your foot, the pinky toe side. That knee is wider than shoulder width apart, and the object is to bring this right leg into a 90-degree bend, keeping your ankle over your knee. And cross that right ankle over your left leg. Take that right hand and place it on that right thigh. Press that thigh away from you. If you can keep this hold, then take interlaced fingers behind your thigh or your shin, pulling that left knee into heart center as you're pressing that right knee away from you. Wherever you're at, ensure that your head and your shoulders are still on the mat. Keep both feet flexed here, keeping both legs active. Last inhale here. And exhale, release. Bring both soles of your feet to the mats and arms alongside you. We're going to press into bridge on an inhale. Press into your hands, press into your feet as those hip points drive towards the sky. And exhaling, release down to your back. Again, inhale, press into your hands, bridge pose. Exhale to your back. Inhale, press into your hands and feet, hip points rise for bridge. And exhale to your back. And moving on to the other side. Hug that left knee into the chest and take that left hand, arm, to the inside of that left thigh, grabbing your shin, your calf, or around your foot from the outside. Keeping that knee at a 90-degree bend, half happy baby. The knee is wider than shoulder width apart. Find your breath. And release and send that left ankle to cross over the right thigh. Take that left hand, press the leg away from you, and then take interlaced fingers behind your calf, your shin, or your thigh, and hug that right knee into heart center as you press that left knee away from you. Recline pigeon. Ensure that your head and shoulders are on the mat here. Keep both feet flexed. Bring both feet both heels close to your sitting bones, arms alongside you. And this time, as we press into bridge pose, those arms come back behind you, inhaling and exhaling, arms alongside. Inhale, hips rise, arms rise. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Rock up into a sitting position, cross your ankles and come to tabletop position, all fours. Bringing hands spread wide underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to move into cat-cow. Inhaling, your gaze lifts, tailbone lifts, big arch in your back. Exhale, round your back, tucking chin, tucking tailbone. Inhale through cow, exhale through cat. Continue moving through cat-cow with your own breath, but explore your cat-cow here, taking circles of your body, adding on any organic movement that feels best. And come to tabletop position. From here, we're going to make big hip circles, coming forward and back. Sitting back on one heel, traveling to the other, coming forward into a modified plank pose. And switch directions. And come forward, setting ourselves up for down dog. So first come into plank position, and then press your hips back for down dog. Adding on any organic movement that feels best, pedaling out your feet, rocking side to side. Keep it fluid as we move throughout practice today. Staying with your breath. While you're in down dog and moving, ensure that those shoulders are squared off to your mat. So no opening up in the shoulders. Keep everything in that low body. And we're going to go through these body rolls. You have options here. You can exhale, come down to your knees. Child's pose. Inhale yourself forward through cobra. Exhale, down dog. Stay for your inhale. And exhale to your knees. Child's pose. Inhale, coming through for cobra. Exhale to down dog. You can continue moving through this flow. One breath, one movement. Or you can add on staying in plank and down dog and moving between the two. Inhaling forward, exhaling to down dog. Lots of movement within the body, within the spine, awakening that energy. Wherever you're at, stay with your breath. Move between the two and explore what you're capable of. Last round. One more breath in and out. And walk your feet to your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Grab opposite hand, opposite elbow. Bend your knees a lot, allowing your head to hang. Shake it yes, shake it no. Ensuring that you're not holding on to any tension. Rock side to side. You can straighten one leg and the next. And from here, heel toe those feet out, a little wider than sitting bone, hip width apart, and we're going to move through Malasana and add on a little flow. So come to a seat, or bring that tailbone towards your mat and your arms, the inside of your legs. Your triceps are going to press into your knees as you bring your hands to heart center. Sit up tall here. Your heels may lift, that's okay. You can pad up your mat, or your feet may be pigeon-toed, or not pigeon-toed, slightly angled outwards. That's okay too. The object is to have those feet parallel, but whatever fits best in your body, that's something to work towards. My feet are slightly angled out. Find your breath. And from here, we're going to place our hands to the mat and inhale, those hips rise, forward fold. And exhale, squat down, Malasana. Inhale. And exhale. Continue on, inhale, forward fold. And Malasana. Inhale. Exhale. And move with your own breath. Come into Malasana. 2 rounds of breath here. Inhale. And exhale, straighten your legs, forward fold. And we're going to move through a little self-love. So stay here in this forward fold. And as you inhale, bring your hands to the front side of your body. Give yourself a little massage. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands to the mat and step to down dog. Bringing big toes to touch in your down dog. That right leg lifts. Bend your knee and send that leg over the midline of your body. Taking circles of your ankle in one direction and in the other. And then loosening up that hip, taking directions. Circles in one direction, and then switch directions. And then bring that right foot to the center of the hands. Left foot comes to the 90-degree angle. We're set up, our footing is heel to arch alignment. Warrior 2 footing. Circle those arms up, opening up to the long side of your mat. Ensure that you have a 90-degree bend in that right leg. Your knees tracking out towards the pinky toe, so take your gaze down and ensure that you are pressing that knee towards your pinky. You can see the big toe. Staying here for your inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, straighten that right leg. Hands come above head. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, sink low. Press into that pinky toe of that left foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. And hold. Inhale. And exhale. Straighten the leg of that right side. Come as far forward as you can. Place the hand on the shin. That left hand rises. Triangle pose. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. Turn that right foot in and bring those toes towards the corners of your mat. We're going to squat down into goddess. Those knees track over those pinky toe feet, or pinky toe side of your feet. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, sink low. It's the best pose within the series for increasing your libido and increasing your sexual vitality. Goddess pose. Inhale. And exhale, squat down. And bring those hands to your knees, thumbs towards the inside of your thighs, and release that right shoulder. Taking your gaze out over your left shoulder. Inhale to center and exhale, left side. And inhale to center. And straighten your legs. Step that left foot to meet the right, coming to the top of your mat. Inhale, tall mountain, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Step to down dog. And now let's repeat that series. Bring big toes to touch, left leg lifts, bend the knee, send the foot over the midline of the body, taking circles of your foot in one direction, circles of your foot in another direction, and then circles of your knee, and reverse directions. And bring that left foot to the center of your hands. Right heel finds the mat. Heel to arch alignment, warrior two footing. And then cartwheel those hands up, bringing shoulders over hips for warrior two. Take your gaze down to that left foot. Ensure that that knee is tracking out towards the pinky toe side. Shimmy here to ensure that those shoulders are over your hips. And now we move. On an inhale, straighten that leg. Hands come above head, fingertips touch. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arms rise. Straighten that left leg. Exhale, warrior two. Last one, inhale. And exhale, warrior two. Pause here. Begin to straighten that left leg. Come as far forward as you can before you place that left hand onto your shin or a block or the floor. That right arm travels towards the sky. Find your breath here, triangle. Ensure that that right shoulder is stacked up over the left, so no caving in here. If that's happening, come up a little further to ensure that you're getting that side stretch, that intense side stretch. Last breath in and out. Transition to warrior two. From here, turn that left foot in and bring both legs, both toes pointing towards the mat. Sit down, goddess pose. Keep those knees tracking out towards the pinky toe side of your feet. Hands to heart center. And inhale, rise. Exhale, squat down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus your arms as you squat. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And stay. Hold this position. Bring those hands to your legs, thumbs in, and drop that right shoulder. Inhaling to center, exhale to left. Inhale to center, and step to the front of your mat. Inhaling, arms rise. Exhale, so self-love in your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Take that right foot as far back as you can and bring the knee to the mat. Inhale, arms rise, low lunge. Sink into that low lunge, making sure that that knee is tracking out. This knee is over your ankle, your left knee, there we go. And begin to take your gaze towards the sky. Last inhale here. And exhale, those hands alongside that left foot. Tuck the toe of the right foot. Turn to the long side of your mat. First side lunge or skandasana. Inhale, move to the back of your mat. Bending that right leg. Exhale to the front. Inhale, come forward and pause here. Inhale, travel back to the front of your mat and pause there. Come to low lunge. And you can stay here in this low lunge, or you can take the quad stretch where you bend that right leg. Reach back with your left hand to clasp the inside or outside of that right foot. Resting into the quadricep, keeping that knee bent, taking your gaze out over that left shoulder. And release. Slide that left knee back to meet right. We will go through cat-cow. Inhaling, heart center forward, crown the head and tailbone rise. Exhale, round your back. Tucking chin, tucking tailbone. Inhale and exhale. So you can stay here, moving through cat-cow, or going to the cat-cow, down dog, slow, plank to down dog, or child's pose to cobra. Just continue moving. Or you can do our tiger flow. Bring that right leg towards the sky, crunch it in, curling your back. Inhale, press the heel towards the sky. Exhale, round. Inhale and exhale. Continue. hand. Last inhale here. Exhale, release. Bring the hand and knee to the mat. Keeping hips over knees. Walk your hands as far in front of you as you can and bring your forehead to the mat for puppy pose. Find your breath. Last inhale here. And exhale. Begin to come into tabletop position. Bring that right leg to the center of your hands. Ensure that your knee is directly over your ankle. And then inhale, arms above head. Low lunge. Last breath in here. And exhale, hands alongside that right foot. Tuck the toe of your left foot. Bring the heel to the mat and turn that right toe in. Moving through side lunge. Use the elbow to press the knee away from your body. Your heels can lift. Woo. Bringing movements, energy, and chi to the pelvic region. Creating space and openness, working the pelvic floor muscles as we move through these postures. Come to your left side and hold side lunge. You can bring your hands to heart center here, if this is good for you. Inhale, travel to the front of your mat and hold. And then come back to your low lunge on the right side. That left knee comes to the mat. And you can stay here in low lunge, or you can take the quad stretch, bending the left leg, reaching back with your right arm to the outside of that foot and press your foot into your hand. Take your gaze out over your right shoulder. Last inhale here. And exhale, release. Slide that right knee back to the left, coming into tabletop position. Moving through that cat-cow series, or you can begin that tiger flow. So that left leg rises, pressing your heel to the sky, and round your back, tucking chin, bringing knee to forehead. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale, continue moving. Last one. Foot back and hold here. You can also reach back with that right hand, grabbing your foot, pressing your foot into your hand for tiger. Last inhale. And exhale, release. Bring those knees or the hips over knees. Walk your hands forward, allowing your head to rest on the mat. Puppy pose. 3 breaths here. Begin to bring yourself into an upright position. We're transitioning into half pigeon. So tuck your toes and hips to the sky, down dog. Just for a moment, bring big toes to touch. That right leg lifts, right knee to the right wrist, ankle to the left. Place your shin onto the mat, tuck the toe of your left leg. Press into the heel to ensure that that leg is long. Take your gaze to the sky and then fold forward over your right leg. You can stack fists, placing your forehead to your fists. If it's accessible in your body, you can bring your forehead to the mat and arms long. Find your breath here. Last inhale and exhale. Bring your hands underneath shoulders. Press into your hands to move into an upright position. Tuck the toe of that left foot meets right, and down dog. And transition to the other side. Left leg rises. Left knee to left wrist. Ankle to right. Place your shin on the mat. Tuck the toe of that right leg to ensure that it is long, and take your gaze to the sky. And then begin to fold forward. Finding your breath in the shape. Where are you sending your breath? What needs loosen? Last inhale here. Exhale. Press yourself into an upright position. And this time, come over to the left hip. Swing that right leg around. So both soles of your feet are on the mat. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Hug your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. And happy baby. Bring your arms to the inside of your legs. Forearms cross over your shins to clasp your ankles, your calves, or the outside of your feet. Your knees are wider than shoulder width apart. And rock side to side. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your arms alongside your body, your knees at a 90-degree angle. And release your knees over to the left side. Take your gaze out over your right side. You can aid in the twist by bringing that left hand to the outside of the right knee. Big breaths in. Slow, steady breaths out. Inhale back to center. And exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. That right hand can come to the outside of that left leg. Find your breath. Inhale, knees to center. Hug your knees into your chest, bringing your forehead to your knees. Last breath in and hold at the end of your inhale. Open mouth, exhale as you sigh it out. Send those legs long, arms long beside you. One inhale here. And exhale. Shavasana. Begin to bring deeper breaths into the body. Small movements into the hands by touching each finger to the thumb individually. Rolling out your wrists, pointing and flexing your toes, rolling out your ankles. Send arms above head for a full body stretch. And roll over to whichever side suits you best, pausing here for a moment. Press yourself into an easy seat. Bringing hands to heart center and reconnecting with the intention that you set for yourself or a positive affirmation for the week. I own my sexuality. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself today, arriving to your mat, taking time out for you, keeping a free mind, and staying true to your commitment and your dedication for self-care. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste. If you guys have any questions or comments about today's flow and anything in regards to this week, just holler. Good to see you. Happy Wednesday.